What do you do when families are losing tens of thousands of dollars on inherited properties because they're just getting the wrong advice? In 2002, I came to America with a college education and a dream. Within 2 years, I witnessed families being stripped of their inheritance by investors who knew the system better than they did. Today, I'm going to share how my background in law led me to found Aragone Associates Probate and Trust Division, and why our mission is to maximize value and minimize stress for families during their most vulnerable moments. You see, in 2002, I made a life-changing decision. I left Argentina, where I had attended 4 years of college education, and I wanted to start fresh in America with my 2 kids and my husband. I was drawn to real estate because it combined everything I was passionate about: helping families, having contracts, and doing negotiations, and my talent for interior design. I remember an attorney telling me, "Get into real estate, you'll be great." Within 2 years of getting my real estate license, I was already building a successful practice. I was closing deals and helping more and more families with our amazing 5-star service. But then I started noticing a disturbing pattern that would ultimately change the entire direction of my career. State after state, I kept saying the same heartbreaking scenario play out: inherited properties. Because beautiful family homes with decades of memories. I remember walking into them and seeing them, in terrible condition, and they would sell for $50,000 to $500,000 below market value. And it wasn't because they were worthless properties. It was just because they were being sold in poor condition, with poor marketing and a low asking price. Plain and simple, families were getting the wrong advice. My unique educational background gave me both the analytical skills and the responsibility to do something about it. I always joke about using God-given talents to do good in the world. I watch as other agents would tell grieving families, "Just put it on the market as is. Don't worry about repairs, improvements, or even curb appeal. Someone will buy it." Well, that didn't do it for me. What these agents didn't understand or chose to ignore is that someone was almost always an investor who knew exactly how much equity was in that home. They'd come in with cash offers that were $50,000 to $100,000, sometimes even more, under market value. These properties were worth a lot more. The families thought they were getting a fair deal because they just trusted their agent's advice. But my legal background helped me see what was really happening. These families were essentially giving their inheritance away to savvy investors who understood the market better than they did. That was just not acceptable. I remember the first particular estate that we worked on was a beautiful home in Newport Coast that needed around $30,000 in updates. Family was told to sell as is for $1.8 million, which was way less than it was worth because estate sales are always discounted. Just sell as is and don't put money. After explaining to the attorney and the trustee what we could do for them, how we would do it, and the additional net that the beneficiaries would receive, they allowed us to work our magic. Those $30,000 in investments that went into beautification, paint, staging, and other things that we did, they turned into a sale for $2,349,000. And that meant an additional $500,000 in gain for the beneficiaries. Yes, you heard that right. That was one of the many success stories that we can share and talk about. That is the reason I founded Aragone Associates Probate and Trust Division. and it has a clear mission to maximize value and minimize stress for families dealing with inherited property. My law background and analytical thinking had taught me to look beyond the surface, to understand systems and identify where there are failing people. Combined that with my real estate expertise and design skills, I could see exactly where the gap was and how to fill it. Instead of telling families to sell properties as is or for below market prices, we developed a very comprehensive approach. First of all, we assessed the true market potential of each property. We identified strategic improvements that maximize return on investment. We connect families with our trusted contractors who understand estate timelines. That means they don't take forever, they get things done. We provide a very comprehensive remodeling and staging service approach to showcase the property's full potential. We navigate the legal requirements while properties are being prepared to go on market. And we market these homes to retail buyers who pay full market value, not investor discounts. And if and when a repair strategy is not an option and selling as is the right strategy, we devise a specialized marketing approach to fetch top market value in that as is condition. My law background became invaluable for understanding probate court procedures, trust requirements, and how to protect families from costly mistakes. But more importantly, it gave me the perspective to see that this wasn't just about real estate transactions. This truly was about preserving family wealth and honoring the legacy that parents worked so hard their entirety of their lives to build. The transformation was truly remarkable. Families who would have lost $100,000 plus in equity by selling in as is were now maximizing their inheritance. Properties that investors would have flipped for huge profits were instead benefiting the families who rightfully deserve that equity. 21 years later, Aragone Associates Probate and Trust Division has become the trusted partner for families throughout Orange County and Southern California who refuse to give their inheritance away to investors and who value excellence. We are proud to work with many attorneys. We've helped hundreds of families recover equity that would have been lost to as-is sales. Our systemic approach has consistently delivered results. Properties that would have sold for $1.2 million on an as-is value we're selling them for $1.7 million. And those selling for $5 million, we have sold them for 7.2 after strategic improvements. The reality is those are not just numbers on a spreadsheet. That's money that can go for caregiving of parents, college tuition for grandchildren, retirement security, or just honoring the legacy of parents who worked their entire lives to build that wealth. But here's what I'm most proud of. When attorneys, estate planners, financial advisors, professional fiduciaries, or other professionals need a real estate expert who truly understand the complexity of inherited properties, they call us because they know we don't just sell houses. We protect their family wealth. Our mission today remains the same as it was 21 years ago, to maximize value and to minimize stress. Because losing a loved one is hard enough. Losing their inheritance to preventable mistakes shouldn't be part of that process. If you're dealing with inherited properties, you don't have to figure this out on your own. Contact me. Our team here at Aragone Associates is here to guide you through this process.